Hey guys, if you are just joining this channel, I'm Amber. We are Faithful Arrows Homestead. My husband Dustin and I have 4 wonderful children. We have a rising first grader, a beginning preschooler, and twin 1-year-olds. So we are about to begin our second year homeschooling, and today I want to share with you the resources that we use for kindergarten, for English language arts, and how that looked for us and what we plan to continue into next year. The first thing I wanted to share with you is kind of where we started with the Good and the Beautiful kindergarten prep. If you watched my first video where I talked about why we started homeschooling, you'll know that I started working with Grayson when I was out on maternity leave with the twins, and he had completed 1 year of preschool at a wonderful private Christian preschool. And when the twins came, he wanted to be at home with us, and so I really wanted to just kind of test the waters and see what it would look like if we chose to homeschool. So this is where we started. You can actually go online and check out the Good and the Beautiful and all their resources, and some of their units are available to download for free. And so I looked there and I bought this kindergarten prep unit thinking we may decide to use that for kindergarten. And we loved this kindergarten prep. It was just a nice, gentle, easy way to get his feet wet with homeschooling. This is something that was quick. We could easily run out on the back porch and complete a lesson when the twins were down for a nap between feedings and baby things and all that. So it just kind of fit with that very, very busy season of our lives. You can see that the lessons are, they're definitely beautiful and easy, and he enjoyed the imaginative aspect of it. It really helped him with learning how to blend. It helped solidify his awareness of the letter sounds and the vowel sounds. I have no complaints of this. He actually looked forward to doing this every day, and he begged me to do multiple lessons. So I would definitely recommend this. It took us a couple of weeks to get through this, and it really gave us an idea of what we could do together. So there's the Good and the Beautiful for kindergarten prep. Really wanted Grayson to have a solid, very thorough phonics foundation for reading. And so as I was exploring all the wonderful options, with the Good and the Beautiful being one of them, I came across this one, and this is what we went with. So All About Reading is what we went with for a really solid phonics based program. So and that's exactly what it is. I feel like he has a great foundation in reading. I feel like it's very solid. I feel like he has, really good skills for reading because of this program. It is parent led, and it's all textbook. So this is the parent's guide to it, teacher's manual, however you want to say it. But it is very scripted. It's, step by step. This is what you do. And then there's a similar book like this for students. But I, as a lot of folks recommended, ripped it apart and put it into this binder, which made it easy for us to pull out the exact lesson. You'll see, like, it has a progress chart, and you'll see the lessons in it. Gave him different activities and different games to play that went along with the phonics skills that he was learning for each day. So he really enjoyed this. one of the things that I really like about it is the readers that come with it. So there are 3 of these, and he felt so accomplished as he read all the stories in these, and he finished his book. So these stories they only include words that he has learned the spelling patterns for, the phonics patterns for, which made it really great. He didn't have frustration. He was very confident because he was only introduced to skills that he knew. And so as he went along, the stories got more complex. And this is the final one. So I'll even flip to like the very last story so you'll see kind of where he was for when he completed all 3 of these readers and finished this year's program. So each lesson had some workbook activities, and then there are 2 stories that go with like every other lesson, and there is a certain way that we broke it up so that we could manage all aspects of the lesson but not feel too overwhelmed. And I can make another video about that where I talk about kind of how we structured it, because some parents I have heard look at this program and think that's a lot, and it is if you're trying to do a whole lesson in one sitting. But there's a great way to kind of structure it so that no one feels overwhelmed. You feel like you can accomplish the things, and you don't feel like any of the material is wasted because you're just picking and choosing. Also, I'll show you these. These go with it too, but they are the flashcards for the spelling patterns. And again, this isn't like, there are leap words in here, but it's not reliant on sight words, which I like. Okay, so here is what we did along with All About Reading to kind of incorporate some of the other aspects of English language arts. I bought a writing curriculum that I'll talk about in a few minutes, but this is just a notebook that I bought with later in the year, so I didn't start out with this, but I felt like this is something that he needed. I like this one. I bought these off of Amazon, I think, or maybe Walmart, but it has the primary lined paper, and it also has like the the writing guide, the letter formation guide here, which I take time to show him, but it's always a good reference for him to be able to go back and look in case he forgets, especially which way does the B go, which way does the D go, that kind of thing. But it has the lines for him to write on, and so when we would read one of the stories in here, I would have him write a sentence or two to go along with that story. And so if it was a word that he didn't know, I would either write it down for him or tell him, help him spell it, or I would write it in for him. But I tried to primarily just use words that he could spell, that he had seen before. And so I would just, give him a sentence to write. And so this was like one of the first ones we started about halfway through the year. Pink dots are on my shirt. So the story was something about, dots. And so he wrote that sentence. And you can see we still have plenty of space in this. I plan to continue to use this notebook next year. But you can see how like his sentences got longer. Like we read a story about making about a bug, and so I had him do kind of a beginning, middle, and end summary of the story, and so he could write, the first thing, bug can't sleep. Number 2, he's sleepy at work. Number 3, he sleeps in a rug. So that was like the story, bug in a rug. And so we just use this to work on a little bit of grammar, letter formation definitely, and spelling based on what he had already learned. So this is, written response to reading, which is very helpful for students. It helps them all the way around. So that was what we paired with All About Reading. And I also, in addition to that journaling, purchased this. This also is off of Amazon, and it's just a really nice, solid journal. And this is something we did at the end of the week. And so I would just have him kind of write a sentence about something we had done. And again, I would kind of help him. When we started out, I would mostly write the sentences for him and then just kind of have him fill in some of the words. But he would take whatever colors he wanted to, whatever coloring utensils he wanted to, and draw a picture to go along with it. So we kind of have he has a journal, but also just kind of a way to keep up with some of the fun things that we did over the school year. And so I also bought one of these for, Sawyer too, because he saw Grayson doing this and he likes painting and coloring, and so this kind of helped him join in on the school. So they would do this together with watercolor paints or color pencils or crayons or however, and so it would just kind of help them recap what we had learned for that week. So that was just another fun thing that they look forward to. Okay, so our top favorite piece of our ELA curriculum this year, I think for everybody, was the Not Consumed Backyard Discovery curriculum. This was just perfect for us. We started homeschooling because we really wanted to have the real experiences, being able to get out and enjoy our backyard, being able to go in the community and enjoy it. And this unit from Not Consumed just hit the spot. So it's each unit is a theme. So you can kind of see, like, number 1 is hiking, number 2 is camping, number 3, lakes, ponds, rivers, number 4, forests, deserts, and meadows, and it just goes on from there. And so every unit has different activities that go along with it, ideas, and you could kind of piece it together however you wanted to fit your year. So you could do it out of order. I think our family favorite was the apple orchard unit. We actually went to an apple orchard, and then we brought our apples home, and we made applesauce, and we made homemade biscuits with apple butter and things like that. So it kind of starts out with a little bit of reading. It also includes, here it is, the parents guide page. So it tells you, like, the goals and objectives of the unit, what the field trip is going to be, what the activities are, and then the biblical worldview tip gave Bible verses and Bible stories to go along with the unit. So that was just, a great extra piece for us. And so we would work through this throughout the week. It also has a great book list. So we would plan our trips with this. We would plan our library visit with this, because we would use the book list with some fantastic picture books that we enjoyed reading each day. So this was just kind of our central, our hub, and then everything else kind of formed around it. We did this together. Grayson enjoyed the activities. Sawyer, there's a coloring book that goes with this as well that kind of matches some of these pictures, and a reusable sticker book. So when Grayson was working in this book, Sawyer would be using the reusable sticker book or the coloring book, and he would listen to the picture books with us, and obviously he would go with us on the field trip. And there's a plane going overhead. And so it just was a great family unit, and you can see that there's a map, and you would put stickers on as you completed each unit. So we still have something to do, and we're gonna, in fact, Grayson asked if we could do some of these over the summer, so we will do that, and we'll carry this into next year. And then after that, we'll start the all around town preschool unit, primarily with Sawyer, but I'm gonna adapt it to also fit some of Grayson's needs as well. is one of the resources that I really wanted to love, and I do love it. It just didn't really fit with everything we already had. So this is 5 in a row. And this was recommended to me by someone at the homeschool store. And it is based on, the units are based around great picture books. So I wanted to love it because I want our homeschool to be surrounded by, or to surround great picture books, and this does that. So every unit has a central book, and then there are things that go along with the book, that go for language arts, that go for art, music, geography, math, and so it will kind of tell you how to use that picture book for all of those things. There's science and crafts based on reading a certain book for 5 days in a row. So you can kind of see the book list there, and there's 5 in a row, volume 1, 2, 3, and 4. I was so excited about this. The thing is, we already had the not consumed, or we used that more, and we checked out or bought the picture books that went along with those units, and then already having the All About Reading phonics program, and this was just a lot extra. So I hope to use this in the future. Another thing that I really wanted to love, and is just a great thorough program, but just was a lot for us this year, is the Simplify Writing. So this is like a subscription online that you buy for your level. This is level 0, which matches up with kindergarten. And you have to print these things, but they're videos where someone else teaches the writing lesson, and it goes through writing complete sentences, expanding sentences, writing letters, writing a personal narrative, writing an opinion, and explanatory writing. So it really matches up well with, writing standards. If that's something you're concerned about, which I am. I try to follow the North Carolina standards. The units are very thorough. The lessons are very quick and simple and easy to follow along. It was just a lot extra. So we did a couple of the units slowly, and we will continue doing more of the units as we go along. It's just that I really wanted the phonics lessons to be our primary focus, and so this often took a back burner to the other things that we were doing, but I will make it a priority in the future, next year, to dive deeper into this. So those are all the things that we used for English language arts for kindergarten. I know it seems like a lot, it seems a little intimidating. It did to me, to try to piece together these things, but after looking at some of the all-in-one curriculums out there, I decided to piece it together, and I'm so glad that we did, because it just seems to work. Our school day was kind of, built around these blocks of time that we could use these resources, and it kept things fun and fresh. And Grayson, Sawyer, and I would recommend all of them. So thanks for tuning in to the channel. Please let me know if you have any questions about any of these things, and I may try to do some videos in the future where I just kind of show you a little more up close the different resources, especially All About Reading and the Not Consumed units. If you're interested in that, please send me a message and let me know. Thanks.